Okay guys, first off I want to welcome the new subscribers, say thank you to the old ones, and we're slowly building this channel. You never know, we might hit that 100 subscriber mark pretty soon. But let's get back to the video. So this one's all about prospecting, but more specifically high ticket prospecting on Upwork. What do I consider a high ticket prospect? Someone who's willing to pay you $1,000 or more. Now, before we get started, I just want to clear this myth about Upwork being a low ticket service, somewhere you only find cheap labor. If you're a freelance or agency, people are only willing to pay you $5, $10. This cannot be further from the truth. Yes, there's cheap labor on Upwork, but there's companies that are worth 6, 7, even 8 figures on the platform. So I want you to take that myth out of your head and just remember, there are people on Upwork willing to pay if you can provide the service they're looking for. Now, in the previous video, I went over the cover letter formula. This was all about outreaching to new clients, all about persuasive copies, so then potential clients can respond to you, you can jump on a call and close the deal. This one is about prospecting because I was getting a few messages saying, okay Gino, I saw your actual cover letter, but where do I find these clients? Where are these clients on Upwork? I can't seem to find them. Well, here I'm going to show you exactly what to do to find high ticket prospects. And these are the 6 steps I use to find them. First off, type of job, reviews, average hourly rate, location, amount spent and budget. These are the 6 things I look at when I'm looking at potential client. General advice though. Use Upwork filters. Remember, the goal is to weed out low ticket clients, and you can do this easily if you use Upwork filters. So here you can just copy mine, I'll put intermediate, expert, and I've used the budgets. So that's with the Upwork filters. Now, the type of job. You're really looking for jobs that are intermediate or expert. They are likely to pay more. It even says, I am willing to pay higher rates for the most experienced freelancer. People know that if they want an expert, they're going to have to pay expert prices. Disclaimer though, if you're just starting, please consider entry jobs because these are going to be your bread and butter at the start. These are the type of jobs where you're going to get your first couple of clients and get those all important reviews. Now, reviews. So here you're really looking at whether your client has 4 to 5 star reviews. You want to see whether they receive 4 or 5 star reviews because then you know they're a good client, but also they give it. This is so important because then say if you end the contract, you know that they're more than happy to give you that 5-star review, which is golden. Now, my typical rule is that if it's below 3 star, I don't go for the client, but you just have to be very careful because there's a reason why they have less than 3 stars. Because they may not be the best client. The hourly rate. Now, what I do is I look at an hourly rate that's $10 or above. As you can see here, to the side you'll see these. You see the location, the amount of jobs posted, how much they've spent, and this is what you want to be looking at. The average hourly rate paid. If it's above $10, then typically they are likely to pay more and they understand the concept of paying for quality. Disclaimer, if it's just below $10, it's debatable. Don't be discouraged. Don't have this fixed mentality of saying if it's below $10, if it's $9, I'm not going to apply. Because you never know. They might be willing to actually pay the fee you're demanding. You got to use some discrepancy here. But one thing I say is that if it's below $5, don't bother. Because they won't pay you $1,000 or more, let alone $1,000 a month retainer. Now, the next 3 are really optional, but if you really want to find that high quality, the cream of the crop of potential clients, then do consider these. Now, the first one is location. Typically, first world countries pay more. US, UK, Canada, Australia. India, China, Pakistan, etc. Countries like that, third world countries, second world countries, they tend to pay less. However, I have been on a meeting with someone from India who were willing to pay. So that's something that you just got to take into account, that yes, they may be from India, China, Pakistan, but some of them are still willing to pay. Now, the second one is amount spent. Don't worry too much about this. If they don't have much history on Upwork, it doesn't mean that they're a small company. It just means they're new to the platform. So as you can see, here is someone who spent a lot of money on Upwork, $8,000. And here is someone who's literally brand new to the platform. From the recording of this video, they started on Upwork probably yesterday or even today. So don't look at the amount they've spent too much. However, if they have spent 5 to 6 figures on Upwork, which companies have, they're likely to be $1 million company. Now, the reason I say this is because I've been on calls with companies that have spent 5 or 6 figures, and then you realize that they're not just a small business, they're an organization, and they're looking for freelancers on Upwork. So that is why at the beginning of the video I said there is 7-figure companies, even 8 figures on Upwork. So the last one is budget. Now, this one, typically you're looking for $500 or more. A lot of jobs don't have a budget. They typically say hours to be determined, but some do. So my rule of thumb, if it is below $300, don't bother, because they're not going to pay you more than double the rate that they're looking for. It's just unrealistic. So here is an ideal prospect, and this is actually the client I closed for the 1,500 that I mentioned in the previous video. So as you can see, the 3 main components we're looking at. She's looking for an expert. Their reviews are 5-star, and they've spent more than $10. And I applied because of these 3 criteria. Also, United States, location, they didn't have a budget, and the amount spent was not much, $2,000. But this is what I'm trying to tell you, that there are high ticket clients on Upwork. You just have to know what to look for. And as you can see, here's where I opened the deal with that potential client and then became a client. So as you can see, this client was okay with the 1,500 and was even willing to go to 2,000. Now, there's one thing I want to make super clear, and it's the numbers. I really want this to cement in your head the power of Upwork. So say if you apply to 10 jobs on Upwork and they're high ticket jobs, that's going to be 300 applications a month. And say if you have a closing rate of 1%, the average is about 3 to 5. But let's just say you're not that good at sales, you're not confident. So your closing rate is 1%. That's 3 new clients at $1,000 each. That's $3,000 a month. The reason I'm saying this is just to explain the power of Upwork and what you can do in just 1 month of consistent action. Now, I'm challenging you to apply to 10 jobs a day consistently for a month. Now, I'm going to look into this challenge also, but I'm just setting this challenge because I want you guys to realize the power of consistent action. Now, I understand some of you won't be on the Upwork platform, and don't worry, I'm going to create future videos for you to get you signed up, to really get you on the platform. But for those on it, this is a challenge to you where if you do this for a month, please come back to this video and tell me what your results were. And I'll also tell you what my results were of the challenge. But this is something I really want to start because I think it could help a lot of people. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like the video, comment, do all that good stuff. And I'll be seeing you next week with a brand new value-packed video.